Welcome to the course of International Trade Practice. Let's go on to learn the subject matter clause of the contract. Quantity clause. Quantity of a commodity is an important clause because CISG mentioned that to deliver based on the agreed quantity is a basic obligation of the seller. So, how to stipulate the quantity of a commodity in a contract? First, you need to determine an appropriate measurement unit of commodity. Representation methods of the quantity units is different due to the different nature of the goods and the different measurement system of countries. The system in common use in the world are metric system, British system, US system, and the International System of Units. Under different measurement systems, the same unit of measurement may have different interpretations. Please look at Table 1. 1 metric ton under metric system equals 0.9842 long ton under British system equals 1.1023 short ton under US system. Therefore, when you sign a contract, you need to be explicit about the units of measurement used and the corresponding measurement system to avoid disputes. Units of measurement can be divided into 6 groups. Group 1, weight. If trade in weight, the units in common use are gram, kilogram, ounce, pound, metric ton, long ton, short ton, etc. This measurement method is used for agricultural and sideline products, mineral products, and some industrial products, such as soybean, iron ore, steel. Group 2, number. If trade in quantity, the unit in common use are piece, package, pair, set, dozen, ream, gross, bag, bale, etc. For products, light industrial and mechanical products, industrial manufactured goods, such as consumed and some native products, such as clothing, sports goods, vehicles, livestock, etc. Group 3, length. It is mostly used for textile products, metal cords, electric wires, such as meter, foot, yard, etc. Group 4, area. It is often used in trade of leisure, wooden board, glass, carpets, such as square meter, square foot, square yard, etc. Group 5, volume. It is mostly used for wood, sand, etc. It includes cubic meter, cubic foot, cubic yard, etc. Group 6, capacity. It is mostly used for gray, oil, etc., such as liter, gallon, bushel, etc. In international trade, products are usually measured by weight, which is calculated in 5 ways. 1. Gross weight. Gross weight is the total weight of the commodity itself and the package. 2. Net weight. Net weight is actual weight of commodity without the weight of the package. For primary products with lower value, the method of weighing based on gross for net can be used. For example, horse bean, 100 mt, 95% in bulk, 5% in bag, gross for net. 3. Conditioned weight. Conditioned weight is a weight derived by moving the moisture content of a commodity and adding a standardized amount of moisture. The calculating formula is like this. Here, NW means the weight without any moisture content. This method is mainly used for a large economic value and the water content volatile commodities, such as wool, silk, cotton, yarn. 4. Theoretical weight. Theoretical weight is calculated by multiplying the total number and the weight of each unit. Commodities that have regular specifications and sizes, such as steel board, tin plate, and armor plate, are often eligible for theoretical weight. 5. Legal weight. Legal weight is the weight of merchandise itself, plus that of its immediate wrapping or packaging sold with the commodity as a unit. In an international trade contract, specific quantity, unit of measurement, and the method of measurement should be concluded. But for some products, such as agricultural and mineral products, it is difficult to be weighted in practice. How to solve this problem? Stipulating more or less clause in the contract is a regular choice. 1. More or less clause. The buyer and the seller stipulate in the sales contract that the seller is allowed to deliver the goods within a certain percentage of more or less than the contracted quantity. For example, 10,000 square meters, 5% more or less at seller's option. It means the seller is allowed to supply the goods vary from 9,500 square meter to 10,500 square meter. 2. About or approximate. It is advisable not to use expressions like about or approximately in the sales contract to indicate the quantity tolerance because of the different understanding of the tolerated percentage. If the international settlement is letter of credit, the words about or approximately used in quantity or total amount conditions in LC can be understood as 10% according to UCP 600. Even if there is no such expressions in the LC, a variation of 5% more or less is still permitted in the quantity stipulated by the LC, provided the following two conditions are satisfied. 1. An LC does not stipulate the quantity in terms of number of packing units or individual items. 2. The total invoice amount does not exceed the amount of the LC. Here are two examples for quantity clause. 3. Example. Example 1. Quantity 1,000 MT with 5% more or less at seller's option. Example 2. Northeast soybean 6,000 MT, 5% more or less at seller's option at contract price. That's all. Thank you for your watching.